And I am live so early in the morning. Ow. I've done a bunch of stuff already. It's so nice to get up early. It's nice to go to bed early. Oh shit, what the hell did I just do? That was weird. Doing laundry, fed the cats, walked the dog. Took him to work because it was pouring. That's why I'm up. No bike riding this morning. That's crazy. It was pouring. Doing laundry right now. At 7:25 in the morning. Did work. Alright, TikTok, here I come. It's only 21:24 there. Wow. It's early in Tokyo. Wow. And we are now live on TikTok, where mostly everybody is now. Not on those platforms. Those platforms have been going cold. This is where it's at. It is what it is. It's just the way life is. Look at it. Quiet crickets. I mean, again, it is early in the morning. Not a surprise. But this is Tokyo Observatory, Kiso. Achoo! Can't stop sneezing. Ever since I went out this morning. Let me enjoy my coffee. Oh, that tastes so good. Nice and fresh. Nice coffee in the morning. I got a Walmart delivery coming this morning. Between 9 and 11, getting ready for Thanksgiving. Yep, getting ready for Thanksgiving now. So this is the observatory in Tokyo. How long do I stick with this? Probably not long. To be honest. It's a different perspective of sky. It's definitely not my usual sky view. Just looking at it. And it's too bright. They have the gain up way too high. But then again, it just could be due to the light. Sun setting. Or getting brighter. It looks like it's getting brighter. I don't know what the heck is going on here. Go back to sleep, people. Go back to sleep. My advice, go back to sleep. It's way early. This is more for me than anything else. To be honest. Matter of fact, what do I want to do? Race or fly? I think I'll race. So that means we gotta turn that one on. And I'm gonna slide this over. And I'm gonna do that. And we're gonna slide this camera this way. That'll do. Alexa, shut off living room light.
Okay.
Oh, way better. I need a full screen. Projector. I hope nobody's watching, because it's really not for you guys. It's really for me. It's too early to deal with anyone right now. Oh, shit. What is this? Alright, I'm putting my music on. I'm going to relax, drink my coffee. Which I should play that song, Loco Latte. You know, that other one I like too. See y'all. Your frequent plays. I like the other Loco Latte too. This one. Coffee song. Yes! Let's have some coffee. It's Saturday morning. Wake up. Woo!
Sugar, make me hot. Sweet as you can be, hits the spot. Makes crazy, tastes so good. You make it better as it should. Yeah, serve it every day, love the way it swirls. Moving side to side rapidly as we swirl. Starting off cold, your touch with its magic. Don't let it go, wasting will be tragic. You drive me crazy, can't do without you. He fills my body, you are my loco latte. Love you every day, I can't live without you. Together we are one.
We are Loco Latte.
You drive me crazy, can't do without you. He fills my body, you are my loco latte. Love you every day, I can't live without you. Together we are one. We are Loco Latte. We are Loco Latte. We are Loco Latte. Always so smooth, you look so fine. Nothing else matters, I know that you are mine. Feeling so good, love how you look. From top to bottom, I know I am hooked. Take you to bed, ready to have some more. Don't need any covers, it's you that I adore. Never leave me alone, always at my side. Let's mix it up together, my eyes open wide. You drive me crazy, can't do without you. He fills my body, you are my loco latte. Love you every day,
Oh my God.
together we are one. We are Loco Latte. We are Loco Latte. We are Loco Latte. We go back there. We go back to yeah, yeah. Pour some sugar, make me hot. Sweet as you can be, hits the spot. Makes crazy, tastes so good. You make it better as it should. Yeah, serve it every day, love the way it swirls. Moving side to side rapidly as we swirl. Starting off cold, your touch with its magic. Don't let it go, wasting will be tragic. You drive me crazy, can't do without you. He fills my body, you are my loco latte. Love you every day, I can't live without you. Together we are one, we are loco latte. You drive me crazy, can't do without you. He fills my body, you are my loco latte. Love you every day, I can't live without you. Together we are one, we are loco latte. We are loco latte. We are loco latte. Always so smooth, you look so fine. Nothing else matters, I know that you are mine. Feeling so good, love how you look. From top to bottom, I know I am hooked. Take you to bed, ready to have some more. Don't need any covers, it's you that I adore. Never leave me alone, always at my side. Let's mix it up together, my eyes open wide. You drive me crazy, can't do without you. He fills my body, you are my loco latte. Love you every day, I can't live without you. Together we are one, we are loco latte. We are loco latte.
We are loco latte. We are loco latte. We are loco latte.
Gathering together, place of community, a world of multi-platforms, a sense of unity, friendships established.
Oh shit. What's the substitution? Here we go, Walmart. What are you doing?
Realm of cyberspaces,
love my songs. I love my lyrics. My lyrics. Not freaking AI lyrics. My lyrics.
In the beginning, do we know when it began? Questions of our origin, garden with a woman and man. Stories of creation, written by global societies. Ancient texts and manuscripts, religion of different varieties. Darwin's theory in 1859. Is this how it all began? Was it natural selection, spreading through oceans and lands? Organisms fit over time, mutation advance and expands. Genetic drips and the role of chance. Will we make that leap? Next step
Let's
in
get right to the
our
race.
creation. Evolution stage, type 2 civilization, harnessing energy from the sun. Dyson sphere encompasses our star. Travel beyond our solar system. Humanity's evolution begins afar. Non-human intelligence, a form of our creation, derived from an outsourced alien or interdimensional speculation. Artificial intelligence, friend or foe,
Orpho.
technology utilized, or humanity's final blow. Will we survive our own instincts? Genetic code of war. Primal instincts, internal to our core. All differences set aside, developing breakthrough technology. Our next stage of evolution, life beyond for humanity. Will we make that leap? Next step in our recreation. Evolution stage, type 2 civilization, harnessing energy from the sun. Dyson sphere encompasses our star. Travel beyond our solar system. Humanity's evolution begins afar.
This car is slow. Oh my god. I can't even gain.
building a mighty shield behind a great wall. Countermeasures in place to prevent a downfall. Protected space around me, guarding against the enemies. Deception is the game played by frenemies. Honoring feelings and energy, knowing whether to share. Trust with naivety could lead to despair. Communication breakdown, misinformation misguided. Birth of unfounded truths, scale way so one-sided. Crossing the imaginary line, no respect for another. Stones throw from a glass house, volleys hit to each other. Judgment without consequence, are you the beholder? Negativity will not be emboldened, shielded by my armor of boundaries. Repelling the negative vibration. Misery and sadism set aside. Do they look in the mirror? Are they pleased with themselves? No empathy for those who seek hate.
Hell no.
Empty vessel of sadistic pleasure. Deep inside the anger dwells. The importance of compassion, power of love, respecting one another, taking the higher road above. Confidence in oneself, being defining the rules and limits, whether or not agreeing. Power of mind, body, and spirit.
Boundaries.
Checking all systems, latest Doppler radar, collecting all data, loading up the car. Co-pilot sits by, safety checks set. We begin our journey, searching for the threats. Lightning flashes
Yes, I will be cooking.
skies.
Probably.
Hail
God.
pounds
Happy
their
Thanksgiving.
vehicle, debris whizzes by. Storm now behind, accessing all the damage. Mission accomplished, all to our advantage. Storm chasers hunting, excitement fills the air, providing important data.
Probably Wednesday videos live.
Information to share, keeping people safe.
And good morning to everybody.
Warnings for the public. All threats are scanned.
Happy Saturday morning. Yeah!
Gathered up together at high speeds, people and places
dreams fill their minds. Visions of fantasies, seeking treasures to find.
Yeah, the lyrics are all mine.
Memories stored away to the future's past. Measurements of height, the clock ticking so fast. The hourglass of time, wonder years pass by. Reality awaits, the chosen path meets the eye.
Holy shit, this is hard.
The yin and yang of life, what should I do? Choices must be made. Broken mirror, is this you? Approaching the crossroad, the train crosses the track. Storm clouds grow, should I turn and go back? Approaching the crossroad, in the still of the night, I must drive on and continue to fight.
Thank God it's only practice.
Never too late to fix what's broken inside. Anxiety's pushed away, there's no need to hide. Self-esteem and confidence, the power of the
Holy shit.
mind. Filled with flowing energy,
Projected finish is
negative
16th.
thoughts left behind. Speeding down the highway, no lights or signs in front of you. No one in the rearview mirror, brilliant sky, sky so blue. Your destiny lies ahead, there is no limit. The crossroad now a memory, my life now infinite. Approaching the crossroad, the train crosses the track. Storm clouds grow, should I turn and go back? Approaching the crossroad, in the still of the night, I must drive on and continue to fight.
Loco Latte!
When it tell you mother face, we gon' have to color. We gon' take it over like anybody choose to talk. Hey! We gon' back it. We gon' have to color. Yeah, yeah.
Pour some sugar, make me hot. Sweet as you can be, it's the spot. Makes crazy, tastes so good. You make it better as it should.
Shit.
Yeah.
Serve it every day, love the way it swirls. Moving side to side rapidly as we swirl. Starting off cold, your touch with its magic. Don't let it go, wasting will be tragic.
You drive me crazy, can't do without you. He fills my body.
I lost time on that rewind. Shit.
Love you every day, I can't live without you. Together we are one.
We are Loco Latte.
You drive me crazy, can't do without you. He fills my body. Locolate. We are Locolate. We are Locolate. Always so smooth, you look so fine. Nothing else matters, I know that you are mine. Feeling so good, love how you look. From top to bottom, I know I am hooked. Take you to bed, ready to have some more. Don't need any covers, it's you that I adore. Never leave me alone, always at my side. Let's mix it up together, my eyes open wide. You drive me crazy, can't do without you. He fills my body, you are my Locolate. Love you every day, I can't live without you. Together we are one, we are Locolate.
Oh, this game is freaking rigged.
We are Locolate. We are Locolate.
We go back there. We go back to Chicana. Yeah, yeah.
Pour some sugar, make me hot. Sweet as you can be, hits the spot.
Whoop.
Makes crazy, tastes so good. You make it better.
What's up,
as
Oscar?
It should.
Yeah.
Serve it every day, love the way it swirls. Moving side to side rapidly as we swirl. Starting off cold, your touch with its magic. Don't let it go, wasting will be tragic.
You drive me crazy, can't do without you. He fills my body, you are my Locolate. Love you every day.
I wrote this song. Well, the lyrics.
We are Locolate. You drive me crazy, can't do without you. He fills my body.
I wrote all these songs.
Love you
Lyrics.
can't live without you. Together we are one. We are Locolate. We are Locolate. We are Locolate. Always so smooth, you look so fine. Nothing else matters, I know that you are mine.
You like the music? Oh shit.
Good, love how you look. From top to bottom, I know I am hooked.
Take you to bed, ready to have some more. Don't need any covers, it's you that
Somebody wants to buy this song from me. I'm like, I don't know about that.
eyes open wide.
You drive me crazy, can't do without you. He fills my body, you
A coffee company, can you believe it?
love you every day. I can't live without you. Together we are one. We are Locolate. We are Locolate. We are Locolate.
I know. I was thinking of that.
We go back there. We go back there.
We are Locolate.
Oh no. It's Momzilla. What is she looking for? The phone is not here.
I had a phone. Where is it?
It's in your room somewhere. You need to look.
My room.
Okay, I am live right now.
Okay. I
Okay.
understand that, but I need my
I understand it, but it's not in this room because I cleaned this room. So it's not here. And there goes the Puerto Rican attitude right now. What kind of music do you listen to, Oscar? In general? Like, what's the style of music you like? Let me close the door because I can't stream live like this. I just can't. Put this in the background. It's insane. I actually got to put my fireplace on because it's cold. And what's up? Drop Shada. If I got that right. I gotta do my fireplace. Well, my wood stove. It's cold. Here in New York, well, Hudson Valley, New York, not New York City. It's a difference. I also listen to, oh, okay. Well, I got a song. I write all kinds of music. I got like a salsa type of song that I wrote. Let me just get my fire here going. It's not looking good. Alexa, what's the temperature?
It's 44 degrees with
Oh my
light
God,
rain.
it's 44.
Today's high is 51 degrees and the low is 27 degrees.
27 tonight. Holy. It's chilly. All right. Let me get my thing going here. All right, so I'll show you my salsa type song. I'm going to take a break from the game for a second. Alexa, dim living room light.
Okay.
In the meantime, we could watch the sky. Right there. This is from Tokyo. It's a telescope. You're in California. Yeah, don't make me jealous. You had a lot of rain in California, though. You guys got a lot of rain over there. It depends if you're in Southern California. Like San Jose, LA. You people got some crazy weather. I was like, holy. Anyway. Like I said, I write all kinds of music. Oh, shit. Walmart. Like, I think this is the salsa type song. I write all my lyrics. And some of them are real deep. Like this one has to do with type 2 civilizations, evolution, and how we need to evolve moving forward as a civilization. Without the nonsense, you know what I'm saying? Without the nonsense. Too much nonsense out there. Oh, wait. That's not the one I want to... What the hell's going on with my light? That's a good one too, but I'm trying to find the one. It might be this. Yeah. I have friends near San Jose.
Gathered up together at high speeds, people and places, many thoughts are keyed. Social visitations, information and
I seriously got my wood stove on.
each other. Malware is scanned.
It's chilly. Look.
Voices through words, memes flow at will.
Oh, it's chilly.
Seeking commonality, opposition is grilled. Algorithms deployed, state of control. What is right or wrong down the rabbit hole? We gather all together, place of community, world of multi-platform, a sense of unity, friendships
changing it up.
Waiting all my life for that special person. Magic fills the air now. I am certain this is the time for celebration. My dreams come true. Will you be mine? Fire ignited within the first time we met. My heart relit with love. My body began to sweat. Nerves tingled down my spine. When you touch me, I hold you tightly. Unchained love, you set me free. Forever together, this is our destiny. Never letting go, this feels so heavenly. All my life been waiting for you, my love. Soulmates forever, you are my true love. Yeah. Oh, oh. Every day I cherish you as if my final day. Always by my side, words cannot say how much I love you. You make me smile. Once empty, now whole. Let's walk down that aisle. Pledging love forever. Promise to be faithful. You at my side, your loyalty never doubtful. Love is our force that nothing can destroy. You and I forever, our lives full of joy. Forever together, this is our destiny. Never letting go, this feels so heavenly. All my life been waiting for you, my love. Soulmates forever, you are my true love. Yeah.
So I write all kinds of different music.
Yeah.
I write a lot of different styles. So I'm just gonna go back to my playlist because I'll be going nuts. I wrote like 40 songs. It's not easy.
Gathering together, place of community, a world of multi-platforms, a sense of unity,
A lot.
friendships established, old and new faces, enjoying festivities, realm of cyberspaces, faces, faces,
Thank you.
Gathering together at high speeds, people and places, many thoughts are keyed. Social visitations, information at hand.
Another thing, just to make it clear, my lyrics, it's about bringing people together. Like that song's about community, cyberspaces. It's about bringing people together instead of doing this, bringing people together. There's too much, bullshit out there. So my thing is bringing people together, despite our differences, whatever it is, bringing people together and having a good time together. That's, if you hear my lyrics, there's a message in every song, and it's positive.
Messaging each other, malware is scanned, voices through words, memes flow at will, seeking commonality, opposition is grilled,
the middle of a race.
We gather all together, place of community, world of multi-platforms, a sense of unity.
Oh, hell yes. You'll see.
Friendships established, old and new faces, enjoying festivities, realm of cyberspaces.
I totally agree with you, Oscar. Totally.
Servers of recreation.
People waste too much
gamers far and
energy on
wide.
negative.
Consoles and devices.
It's stupid.
Multiplayers thrive. Content creators.
Instead of doing positive, they focus on so much negative. It's foolish.
Laughing every day. Speaking of Cali, Nick, or that pain
Or I'm right and you're wrong.
extended family.
Or I'm better than you and you're inferior.
Friends and old.
Or I'm a patriot and you're not. Just give me a fucking break.
We gather all together. Place of community.
People need to get a new life.
World of multi-platforms. A sense of unity. Friendships established.
To me, it shows desperation. They're desperate. They're trying to hold on. That's what it shows me. They are desperate. And it's kind of showing right now. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of showing now. What song is this? Like this. I wrote a song about that. I wrote a song. Like this one's about boundaries. Listen to the lyrics of this one. Boundaries.
Wielding a mighty shield behind a great wall. Countermeasures in place to prevent a downfall. Protective space around me, guarding against the enemies. Deception is the game played by frenemies. Honoring feelings and energy, knowing whether to share. Trust with naivety could lead to despair. Communication breakdown, misinformation misguided. Birth of unfounded truth, scale way so one-sided. Crossing the imaginary line, no respect for another. Stones throw from a glass house, volleys hit to each other. Judgment without consequence. Are you the beholder? Negativity will not be emboldened, shielded by my armor of boundaries.
Matter of fact, oh shit. I'm gonna put the lyrics on the screen so you could see the message.
Aura filled with positive energy, back turned as daggers fly, repelling the negative vibration. Misery and sadism set aside. Do they look in the mirror? Are they pleased with themselves? No empathy for those who seek hate. Empty vessel of
If I
sadistic
find it.
pleasure. Deep inside the anger dwells. The importance of compassion, power of love, respecting one another, taking the higher road above. Confidence in oneself, being defining the rules and limits, whether or not agreeing. Power of mind, body, and spirit.
I have a lot of songs and lyrics. I'm gonna play a few deep songs. Deep. These are my lyrics. I wrote all these lyrics.
Wielding a mighty shield behind a great wall. Countermeasures in place to prevent a downfall.
They're deep.
Protective space around me, guarding against the enemies. Deception is the game played by frenemies. Honoring feelings and energy, knowing whether to share. Trust with naivety could lead to despair. Communication breakdown, misinformation misguided. Birth of unfounded truth, scale way so one-sided. Crossing the imaginary line, no respect for another. Stones throw from a glass house, volleys hit to each other. Judgment without consequence, are you the beholder? Negativity will not be emboldened, shielded by my armor of boundaries.
Remember what you said. Not negative, positive.
Repelling the negative vibration. Misery and sadism set aside. Do they look in the mirror? Are they pleased with themselves? No empathy for those who seek hate. Empty vessel of sadistic pleasure. Deep inside the anger dwells. The importance of compassion, power of love, respecting one another, taking the higher road above. Confidence in oneself, being defining the rules and limits, whether or not agreeing. Power of mind, body, and spirit.
Let me see what's next. Denial of truth. This is deep. And it's good too. It's got a good beat. The lyrics are deep. And it's funny because I wrote a lot of these songs within the last year or so. And it's like a lot of this shit is coming true. It's crazy. I was way ahead of it. Way ahead of it. It's almost predictable. It is predictable.
A world of confusion. Is it fact or fiction? Conspiracies become the norm, feeding one's addiction.
Obsession.
Destroying credibility, erasing the stats, replaced by agendas, science under attack.
Remember what you said? Don't look back. We're moving in reverse. We're not going forward. Not forward in time. Just what you said.
Moving in reverse, not forward in time. Information disappearing, humanitarian crime, ignoring reality, replaced by lies, extreme weather consequence, a weapon in our skies.
it happened yesterday.
Bow to the new order, whether it's true or fake. This is our new democracy. Our future's at stake. How do we decide what is true or false? No communication defended by walls. No more compromise, it's either win or lose. Unity crumbles, denial of truth. Denial of truth. How do we decide?
And I honestly think we may be turning the corner. Might be too quick to say that, but I think we may be turning the corner on what's really going on. And I think people are starting to say, oh shit. I think it's happening. People are like seeing what's really going on in front of them instead of being blinded by politics or whatever. They're seeing exactly what's going on. Regardless, they can't. That denial of truth. It's right in front of you. It's freaking happening right in front of your eyes, and you're blinded by it, or ignoring it, or numbed down by it, or think it's funny. This is not funny. This is not humorous. Like, some people look at this shit as being a joke. Like, when they see memes and doing things, no, that shit is not funny. It might be funny to you, but it's just, we're getting so gutter, so low in the way we do things, and everything is okay. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not okay. It is not okay. And if you speak out against it, they'd come out to destroy you. I mean, I just look at what's going on. It's craziness. And people are like, but I think there's a big flip change coming. I think people are saying, okay, we tried this again. This is a failure. This is an absolute failure. And we need to get the shit back in order. Despite all the nonsense and noise. It's crazy. You know, like where you live in California. California is the fourth GDP growth. It's like a country. That's why your governor or people in your state say California is like a country. People don't realize the value of California. They can criticize it because they hate it. If they're a Republican, they hate California because it's a blue state. But still, do you realize that California produces so much of the United States overall GDP, the money that it brings to the country? But yeah, you're ready to knock it? Just like a lot of the other blue states. They bring a lot to the table for the country. And people just don't know the facts. Because it's all about politics. And it's sad. We live in sad times. the divisiveness. It's just ridiculous. I'm so fed up with it. So I write songs about positive and messaging. And hopefully it inspires people to bring people together. United, not divided, united. Like I wrote a song for the Generation Z. I'm not Generation Z, but I wrote one to inspire them because they are the future and they actually are the present. Regardless of what everybody else says out there, you got to remember, people that are middle-aged like me or older, we're not going to be here forever. So who's going to replace that power structure, that bubble? The younger generation is. Not people like me. We're going to go bye-bye. And these old ideas and trying to hold on to power eventually are going to just vaporize and disappear. Then what happens? That's the question. So instead of making this worse as we move forward, we need to find a way to come together. Because regardless of what people think, this country is quite diverse. Though some don't want diversity, it's unavoidable. It's happening. It's been happening. So, that's just the fact. That's the future. And you can be in denial of it, but I'm sure the Native American indigenous population weren't so happy about it when their shit happened. The atrocities that the Europeans caused here. Not even the Europeans, the Spaniards. Because I am Spaniard. Whoa. That's why when people say, because I'm actually related, and I can prove it, to Christopher Columbus's son and Ponce de Leon, I am directly related. And what they did to the indigenous population is, there's no way that should be celebrated as a holiday. I don't care if it's Christopher Columbus or anything else. There's no way what they did to the populace and the peoples of here. There's no way you celebrate that. My ancestors were cruel. Cruel. They wiped out the indigenous populations in Hispaniola. They brought disease, slavery, etc. We're supposed to celebrate that? Really? Are we? And these are my ancestors. So I can speak that way. And I can prove it. Because I had the documentation. Christopher Columbus, my 10th great-great-grand uncle, is directly related to Christopher Columbus' son. My 10th great-great-grandmother is directly related to Ponce de Leon, my grandmother. So I don't want to hear the nonsense. Good morning, Mitchie. Everybody can hear me. And it's so sad and tragic. It is sad and tragic. And we just got to deal with the reality of the situation. When the Irish came here, oh my gosh. When the Italian people came here, oh my gosh. I mean, we can pick all the different immigrants that came to the country and what they went through. But this country was built on immigrants. The strength of immigrants, literally. So this experiment has been going on and some forced through slavery. But still, this is how this country developed as a nation. It's unless you're indigenous, you're an immigrant by your ancestors, regardless. So, and I don't care where you're from. You're still eventually, potentially, Momzilla's back.
Yeah, because I don't understand.
You can't find the phone? I'm going to get off soon, and I'm going to search for your phone and find it.
I don't understand that.
We'll find it.
Even Sandy, like
Okay, Mom, I'm live. I will find your phone in about a half hour. I'm going to search your room and find it. So, what's up, Dagger? Like I said, I write music that is for positive messaging. I could easily write a song that is negative. I will never do that. But I could if I wanted to, but I don't want to. There's too much of that shit. And it's all about respect. And that, like I wrote the song Boundaries. We all have our boundaries. You know, people need to respect what we choose to do, what our beliefs are, whatever it is. That's our lives as individuals. People need to respect our choices. You're not breaking the law. You're not doing anything to put your ideals for them. If you're living your life in peace, you should live your life in peace, however it is. If you're a productive citizen, and however you make your life choices, that's your business, nobody else's business. But people try to push that shit on you or try to judge you. And you got to say to yourself, who the heck do they think they are judging me? Let's judge you. Let's open your closet and let's see what's in it. You got any dark secrets in there? Let's open it. Let's find out. They're so quick to judge others, but can they look in the mirror and judge themselves? And let's not even bring up religion, because if you're a person of faith and the word of Jesus, then the shit that a lot of people do today are definitely hypocritical, because they're not going based on the words of Jesus. So let's not even bring up religion. I mean, give me a break. What would Jesus say if he saw what was going on in this country right now? What would Jesus say, especially the people, the poor people? Immigrants? Jesus? What would Jesus say right now? You know what they would do? They would tell Jesus, you need to go back to your country. We're deporting you. I could see that. I hate to say it. I could see that. We don't want you and your word in our country because you're against our agenda. You need to go back. I could see that. Can anybody else? I can. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? It tells you something's wrong. So I don't want to hear these people that preach religion and try to mix it into politics, because that's not the way it was supposed to be. Separation, church and state. That's part of the makeup of this country, separation of church and state, but yet they are pushing that. Because they're weaponizing religion, of all things. It's just crazy. We should respect everyone's faith. Everyone. And not make it like a threatening ideology, even though there is extremism in everything. I mean, look at the Crusades. Go back in history. Oh, we need to forget about history. But go back in history. Do you realize how much wars were in the name of religion? Religious wars. The power structure. It's all about power. And right now, there are certain fractions that feel their power is threatened. And they're losing grip of it. And this worries them. And they're going to weaponize fear. And people are so gullible and naive, they fall for it. They're all with it because they're the weaponization of fear. The weaponization of people that are different or look different or speak different or pray different or love people different than you. That's what this is about. Forget about diversity. It's about purity. And trying to keep that. And that's basically what's going on. But I think we're starting to see maybe people are either realizing what the hell's going on right in front of them. They're starting to realize that this is not. I never thought I'd see this going on. Maybe. Who knows? I don't know. In the bottom line, it always comes down to economy, cost of living. Do you know what just happened to me? My shit just went up $200 every month for homeowners insurance. In New York, it just went up $200 a month, starting in January. I'm like, what happened? Nothing's happened here, but the insurance is going up. Nothing's happened here. We haven't had any storms. Why are they raising our insurance up by $200? What the hell's that about? Because those insurance companies are using that money for other areas of the country. That's why. I could prove it. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked when I saw the email. It's actually more than 200. It's more like closer to 250. I'm like, what? For what? So the bottom line for people is cost of living. Utilities. You cannot go and say with a straight face that prices are coming down, inflation's going down, utilities are going down, gas is down. Actually, gas is up higher now than it was last year. Gasoline. I went to fill up yesterday. It's $3.08 for regular and more for unleaded. I'm like, wait a minute. I was told that gas was cheaper. Where? Not here. And that's bad news, because if gas goes up, my oil for heat goes up. That's bad. For winter, bad timing. Bad. So I don't know what we're supposed to believe. I mean, what the fuck? We're supposed to believe this bullshit? It's with a straight face, lying to you, straight. With a straight face. Like we're supposed to believe that. And then you look, I mean, and I don't want to get into it, but there's a lot of information. And I don't know what's going to happen, you know, like in the next 10 years. Forget about a few years. The next 10 to 20 years, which I may not even be around. But it's good. I honestly think it's going to get even more. It's going to get even more crazy. Because the power balance is starting to come like this. It's starting to get close. It's not there yet. But what happens when it goes like this? If you think things are crazy now, wait till that even gets closer, where the scales are tipping. They're going to get as more desperate than you can imagine. If you things are desperate now, they're going to get worse. Things are going to get worse because they're not going to want to lose power. They're going to do everything they can to hold that power. Even if they're in the minority, they're going to try to hold that power. How? That's the question. We all need to ask that question. And God forbid people do a revenge thing. I hope that doesn't happen, that when the minority becomes the majority, they take it out on the minority. I pray to God that does not happen. So there's a lot of things to be concerned about moving forward. And none of this craziness that's going on. I mean, if you look, there's so much nonsense out there. I mean, I'm just looking, and it's like the rhetoric, the crazy thing. And I'm trying to find it. Uh-oh. Walmart's going to be coming soon. I'm trying to find it. This has... Let me see what it says here. Trying to find it. they're supposed to be. I mean, there are a lot going on here. This is a really good site because it has multiple sources. It's just not one. And you'll see how they have different polling data. I suggest you really get this because it combines all polls and it lists all polls. All of them. This is just one area. Look at the red. Some of these polls, even Fox has it down. He's down 19 from the beginning of the year. A lot of red there. And again, this is conservative polling, independent polling, whatever leaning polls. This combines them all. See? Look at all these polls. There's a lot of red there from these polls. And it has all of them. It's not just one. It's all of them. You know how you hear all these polls? Well, this one shows you all of them. And it ain't good for the Republican Party. It's just not good. And like I said, you could pick polls. You know, people do that. They tend to pick a poll that looks more favorable or one that looks less favorable. Well, this takes it all. This has it all. And it's not looking good. The Republican Party is unfavorable. This is the averages, by the way. It puts all the averages together. Now, think about that. The approval rating based on all the polls combined, all of them, 42%. How many you think of that as Republican, of that 42%? 35%? Right? That tells me independents are dropping. It's not looking good. The Republican Party's down, what? 12? Look at the Democratic Party, down 23. People have no faith in government right now. They see it as very broken. Very broken. But for 2026, the Democrats are in the blue. Now, some polls have it higher, some have it lower. But it's not looking good for the Republicans in 2026 right now. Unless shit changes. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Where it goes, I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. But there is no trust. It doesn't matter. Across the board, there's no trust. It doesn't matter how you look at things or where you're sitting from whatever political position you're in. There's just lack of trust. Period. Across the board. And like I say, the one thing that people always look at, and I think a lot of us are right now, the economy. And that's a big deal for everyone. It affects everyone. It's not immigration. It's not all this other bullshit foreign policy. No, it is the economy. How it affects people on a daily routine of life. It's costing me more to go shopping in the grocery store. It's costing me more for utilities. It's costing me more for homeowners insurance and fucking property taxes and everything else. Gas is back going up. Everything's going up. How do people survive? This is not what we were told. I'm going to bring prices down on day one, groceries and... No. No. Things are going up. When you reverse tariffs, because you know it's affecting beef and produce and vegetables and other stuff, coffee, you know you fucked up. You know it because you caused it. Oh, now we're going to roll back those because those are the ones affecting the people. The prices went up. You got to roll that back. Do you know what I mean? It's insane. You caused it. So it's like, let's go back. Let's roll back. Let's. Oh my gosh. And like I said, utilities going up. That's alone. I mean, look what happened. Look what happened this week alone. This has been the most insane week to look at. It was just, what the hell is going on? And, you know, they tried to pull the wool over the eyes. Oh, all of a sudden, he had an awakening and told all the Republicans to vote for the Epstein bill. Of course he did, because he knew the Republicans were going to vote against him anyway. So now, instead of having them look like they're all against him, vote for it. Because he knew he was on the losing end of that. Obviously. So now all of a sudden he supports it. That was a flip, huh? Exactly. Why are we propping up Argentina and giving them billions of dollars? Yet over here, those billions in dollars could extend the ACA for a year. Do you know that? The amount of money that we gave to bail out Argentina for their beef could be the same money that we could use to extend the ACA for Americans here. That's why Marjorie Taylor Greene is like, and don't get me wrong, there are a lot of things I did not agree with her on. But she was right. You're worried about this? You got a Saudi prince sitting here that you're making all kinds of deals with and have in the past. That's your buddy. Because there's a lot of shady shit with Saudi Arabia and the business mechanisms going on there. But we'll ignore that for now. But this is going to be a major crisis for the Republican Party. And I'll tell you why. Because there's, in mid-December, and that's why I say get these people to vote on the floor. I want to see where they stand. They're supposed to bring this issue up on the Senate floor mid-December. And there are a lot of Republicans behind the scenes saying, listen, we've got to extend this. Because if we don't extend this, this is going to make us look really bad going into 2026. Because they're going to use it against us. They know this. Don't be surprised if you see Republicans come forward and support extending the tax credits for the ACA. Because they're looking for their own political asses. This is becoming more of a lame duck situation. Now they're going to start looking out for themselves more than following in tow. Look what happens. Just think about this. Yesterday, it was a love bro fest with Mamdani and Trump in the White House, and people are like, what the is this? What's going on? This is the most bizarre. It almost looked like a Laurel and Hardy, like a sitcom thing. People must have been in shock when they seen this. I was not expecting that brofest. I was not expecting that. And people are like, and now it takes it out of the Republicans' hands to call him a communist and all this, because he's going all with it. Now your delivery should arrive by 9:12. That doesn't mean 2 months into the mayor's term that he goes after him again, because he's not doing what he wants him to do. But think of it this way. Look at Marjorie Taylor Greene, one of the biggest MAGA supporters out there. When he was going through his stuff, she was by his side. She is one of the staunchest supporters of MAGA. And once she was talking about, and she was fucking right. And all these MAGA people are threatening her now and all this shit. She's cast out. She was looking out for her constituents. The prices of food. The cost of living. Trying to get the information out, transparency to the public. Healthcare. I've said this so many times. Do you realize the ACA affects more Republican constituents than it does blue? When you mess with these healthcare, the ACA, a lot of Republican constituents are going to be affected by it. She's looking out for her constituents, unlike a lot of these other people in Congress that just follow everything he says. And that's why they can't do town halls, because they're being yelled on. Notice, do you see him doing many rallies now? I don't think so, because a lot of people are pissed. Bottom line. Bottom line. And oh, she's had an epiphany. She's now a lefty. No, she fucking is dealing with reality. Wrong. She's actually one of the most courageous people that are standing up for her constituents. Unlike some of these others that are hurting their constituents with following in tow with the policies of this administration to the Republican people of those freaking areas. It's hurting them. So hell no, she was right. Like I said, like her, dislike her, that's not the point. She was standing up for principle for her constituents. And what does he do? He calls her a traitor. In other words, I won't even repeat. And I'm like, oh, look how quick he'll turn on you when you don't follow toe. I'm going to primary her out. Look how quick. One of the biggest MAGA supporters, how he flipped on her in a second if you don't bow to what he tells you to do. What does that tell you? That should be a major, major flag to a lot of people. Oh, because, and then they'll try to destroy her credibility, say she's a lefty now or a rhino and all this bullshit. She did the right thing for her constituents. She was looking out for her constituents, like they all should. But they don't. They're going to pay. They're going to pay. They're going to lose. Right now, they could lose. That definitely looks like they're going to lose the House. They could lose the Senate. Then what happens? We're going to see impeachment things and all. It's going to turn into even worse. Because now the Democrats are going to go after all of them in the administration for everything they're doing right now. And it's not going to help nobody. Because now they're going to do the same bullshit they did before. We're not going anywhere. We're not moving forward. It's going to be like a repeat. Rinse and repeat. The same shit. That doesn't help. So what the hell is going on? It's insane. It's just crazy. And this, let me tell you something right now. I've said it and I wrote the president. I don't know if they looked at it. Obviously they didn't. This thing about giving Russia all that territory and telling Ukraine to take the deal by Thanksgiving, I would tell you, go fuck yourself. Ukraine needs to stand up and not bow down to Putin and not give up all that territory where most of their natural resources are, and it's worth trillions of dollars, and we're just going to give it to Putin? Really? Do you realize how stupid that is? Who's giving him this advice? Who's telling him this? Because all he wants is peace? That is the worst thing that could happen to Ukraine. You have to do the homework. How much of the occupied territory, and then giving him territory he doesn't even have right now, and giving him that because he wants all of Donetsk. You're giving Putin everything. Trillions and trillions of dollars in resources Russia occupies right now, and we're going to give it to them. And I say we because the president is willing to just draw up those lines and just say, we're going to give it to him. That's insane. It's insane. You might as well just give up the whole country because you're giving them all their, everything that's worth. You might as well just give it to them. Give them the whole country. Might as well. What the hell are you going to leave the rest for? For what? Alexa, how much of the occupied territory that Russia currently occupies has resources?
Russia occupies about 20% of Ukraine's territory. Over 30% of Ukraine's mineral resources are in these occupied areas, including coal, rare metals, and strategic materials.
It says 30 now. It's bullshit. It's more than that. Alexa, how much in total value of resources does Russia occupy in Ukraine right now?
Russia currently occupies Ukrainian territories containing resources worth an estimated $350 billion.
Oh my God.
This includes critical materials like titanium, lithium, and rare earth metals that are vital for various industries.
And what about oil, gas, and coal?
Russia occupies 63% of Ukraine's coal deposits, 11% of its oil, and 20% of its natural gas. These resources are worth tens of billions of dollars and are crucial for Ukraine's energy security.
Crucial. Crucial. We're talking, and it's estimated, she's breaking it into categories. It's worth trillions of dollars. And we're just going to give it to Russia.
Yes, the resources Russia occupies in Ukraine are indeed worth trillions. According to recent estimates, Russia controls at least $12.4 trillion worth of Ukraine's energy, metal, and mineral deposits. This includes 63% of Ukraine's coal, 11% of its oil, and 20% of its natural gas, along with significant amounts of critical minerals like titanium, lithium, and rare earth elements.
So Russia occupies $12.4 trillion worth of value of occupied territory in Ukraine?
Yes, that's correct. Russia currently controls Ukrainian territories containing resources worth an estimated $12.4 trillion. This includes 63% of Ukraine's coal, 11% of its oil, and 20% of its natural gas, along with significant amounts of critical minerals.
What are some of those critical minerals?
Ukraine's critical minerals include titanium, lithium, graphite, uranium, and rare earth elements. These are vital for modern tech and energy. Want to know more about a specific mineral?
No, I want to know about the rare earth deal that the United States made with Ukraine and how that affects the United States national security.
The U.S.-Ukraine minerals deal, signed on April 30th, 2025, establishes a joint investment fund for Ukraine's reconstruction and resource development. Ukraine contributes 50% of future revenues from new mineral projects, including rare earth elements, while the U.S. provides military aid and financing. This deal enhances U.S. access to critical minerals, reducing dependence on China and supporting Ukraine's defense and recovery efforts.
So is this considered a national security issue for the United States?
Yes, the U.S.-Ukraine minerals deal is a significant national security issue. It's designed to reduce U.S. dependence on China for critical minerals like rare earth elements, which are essential for defense systems and advanced technologies. The deal gives the U.S. preferential access to Ukraine's mineral resources, including titanium, lithium, and uranium, helping to diversify supply chains and strengthen economic ties between the two countries.
So if we were to give Russia the occupied territories, how would that hurt the United States?
If the U.S. were to recognize Russia's occupation of Ukrainian territories, it would significantly impact U.S. national security. This could weaken international law, embolden authoritarian regimes, and strain U.S. alliances. It might also limit U.S. access to Ukraine's critical minerals, affecting our tech and defense industries.
Alexa, thank you. Enough said.
You're welcome, Bill. Glad I could help break down that complex geopolitical situation.
Enough said, but our president wants to give it to him. Everything that she just said is true. But yet our president wants to just give it all away to Putin. This shit don't make no sense. None. Zero. What is going on? $12.4 trillion in value to Ukraine is currently occupied by Russia. And they want more. $12.4 trillion in value with the resources, including rare earth, that we have a deal with them on all resources. We get 50% profit on any future development there. It's a ka-ching. for our economy. And yes, they can pay for their defense. It's not like we're going to just give out money, taxpayer money. No, they can pay the bill. It's just that this administration doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. I don't know who's telling him what, but this is a bad idea. And I hope Ukraine, Europe, and the other countries say, hell no, screw the U.S., we're not agreeing to this. They don't live in our neighborhood. This is a guy who just wants to make peace to say he made peace so he can get the Nobel Peace Prize. But this is not good for the area. Hell no. So I hope Ukraine says no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And the United States is... Wow, look at these meteors going on. This is the most stupidest thing I ever heard of a policy because it doesn't even make sense. And I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of people out there. Uh-oh. My order's arriving. Walmart. So when you hear the facts are clear. The facts are clear. This policy of giving Putin all this territory is the worst thing for the United States, worst thing for the region. It is stupid. It is absolutely bonehead. Stupid. So whoever's saying to do this, I don't get it. I don't get it. It's the stupidest thing. My delivery's coming. Anybody with common sense, and you just heard it. I could say it again. Alexa, how much is it? $12.4 trillion in resources that Russia currently occupies in Ukraine.
Russia currently occupies Ukrainian territories containing resources valued at $12.4 trillion. This includes 63% of Ukraine's coal,
Do you hear this?
11% of its oil, 20% of its natural gas, and significant amounts of critical minerals like titanium, lithium, and rare earth elements.
And we want to give Russia this. And don't get me wrong, this is about the Ukrainian people.
The current situation involves complex geopolitical considerations.
Alexa, stop. This has to do with Ukraine and its sovereignty and how they can rebuild with the resources they have. But if you give it to Russia, Russia's economy is going to go boom, and you're just going to reboost their economy. They're not going to share that with us. Maybe he'll say, well, I'll make a deal with you. You can still access and get the rare earth elements from us. What? What? We signed the minerals deal with Ukraine. We get 50% preferential access. Also, now... I mean, this does not make no sense on any level at all. Zero. None. None. This isn't about people saying, oh, we're not going to fight for Ukraine. We're not going to spend American money, all this stuff. Because that's politics. Or he's so corrupt. Oh, but Putin is Mr. Angel. Really? So we'd rather stick up for Putin, the aggressor, and reward him for his aggression? And reward him with 12 trillion plus worth of resources? Oh, give me a break. Stupid. Thank you. Gracias. Oh, ID. Oh, that's right. He needs my ID for the beer. So it's stupid, stupid, stupid. Because all he cares about is saying that he made a peace deal. That's all he cares about. But he's not looking at the logistical problem here with that. He just wants to be able to say that, I made the peace in Ukraine, I'm the hero. You just caused some really major problems. Not just for the Ukrainian people, for the region, for us. It's such a stupid move. You know, you hear all the time, China, 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 our dependency on China. China controls the market for rare earth, whether it's processing or refining. China controls that. They got us because of that. We don't have to worry about China so much with the deal that we made with Ukraine, getting those rare earth elements that are in Ukraine right now. Alexa, how much of the rare earth element market does China control?
China controls about 70% of global rare earth mining and 90% of refining capacity. This dominance has significant implications for global supply chains and national security.
Oh, but that's not a problem for the United States?
Actually, China's control of rare earth elements is a significant concern for U.S. national security. Did you know that China's dominance in rare earth mining and processing affects everything from our military tech to consumer electronics?
So this is considered a vital national interest to the United States.
Yes, China's control of rare earth elements is absolutely a vital national security interest for the United States. These elements are crucial for everything from advanced military tech to consumer electronics. The U.S. Department of War has designated them as essential, recognizing their importance in national security.
And what about our deal with Ukraine and getting rare earth elements from them? How important is that?
The U.S.-Ukraine deal for rare earth elements is extremely important for America's national security. Did you know it gives U.S. firms priority access to Ukraine's critical minerals, helping diversify supply chains and reduce reliance on China?
And yet we're willing to give up to Russia the territory that's occupied that contains these rare earth elements.
The situation is complex. The U.S.-Ukraine deal aims to secure critical minerals while supporting Ukraine's recovery. However, it doesn't include security guarantees. And negotiations
Alexa, but if Russia were to take that occupied territory right now, how does that affect the minerals deal with Ukraine, United States?
If Russia were to permanently take the occupied territory, it would significantly impact the U.S.-Ukraine minerals deal. The deal currently allows the U.S. to access Ukraine's critical minerals, including those in Russian-occupied areas. Losing control of these territories could reduce Ukraine's ability to fulfill its side of the agreement.
Oh, really? So, Alexa, stop. This is why this is the stupidest thing that I ever seen a president say in public. It is, I mean, do people realize?
I can see this situation is really frustrating you. These geopolitical decisions definitely have complex implications that aren't always clear from the outside.
Alexa, stop. He told him, you have by Thanksgiving to agree to this peace deal, which, if you look at it, it gives Russia territory that it doesn't even have yet. He wants all of Donetsk. That's where all the fucking resources are. Putin is not stupid. I don't know what it is with our president and Putin. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. But this is crazy. Ukraine could never, ever, ever accept this deal. They're nuts if they do. They lose all their value. All their resources, most of their resources there. That's over $12 trillion worth of resources. We're going to give it to Russia? Is this president nuts that he's willing to give Russia all this value and resources when we signed a deal with them that gets access to this and we can make money for many years to come and boom our economy? Forget about the other stuff. It makes no sense. And people that are, the people that are in the know this to be true. But you got to remember, we have a bunch of podcasters and wannabe loyalists in the administration that will tell him whatever he wants to hear. Like I said, look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. She says one thing, flips on him, and she's a traitor. I'm going to primary her out. So you cannot even speak out your opinion if it's against what he wants, because then he's going to go after you. They're scared. And if you think about that, if you are in fear of your fearless leader, what does that make him? A person that is controlling through fear. Authoritarians do that. They control by using the weaponization of fear. So if people don't realize what's going on it's crystal clear. This is not like foggy. This is crazy. I know there's a lot of stuff in the front of the door. Again, the deal that they made was great for the United States in April. That was a great deal, the minerals deal. To get Ukraine to agree to it was incredible. 50%, and we have actual preferential access. We have a deal. 50% profit of any future mining or refining. We get 50% of that, regardless if it's sold to Russia or the European nations or whatever. We get 50%. It's a ka-ching machine. We're getting money from another country that's coming into our economy for years to come, because there's no date on that deal. I checked it. It's when the United States decides that they don't want to do the deal anymore. It's crazy. There is no set time limit for that deal. It's the most unbelievable sweet deal that you could ever imagine, and yet our president's going to blow it. His own deal that he made, he's actually being counterproductive and is going to destroy it, because it involves a lot of the resources that Russia occupies right now. And then next week he'll say, oh, you know what? Let them fight each other. Oh my God. And I'm not saying getting involved in a war, but my gosh, this is cray-cray. That's their territory. Push them back. Get them out. Get them out. It's relentless with the attacks that go on in Kyiv and all these other locations by Iranian drones, all kinds of shit going into Ukraine. That's okay? Or the thousands of children that have been kidnapped and taken and adopted by Russian families, or right now they're being mind controlled to go against Ukraine. Children. That's okay. So you're telling me that you can't fight back on your own territory and push the Russians back out? Yet they can just bomb relentlessly, do whatever the fuck they want. But you can't take them out. You can't push Russia back. No, can't do that, right? We can't send them armored vehicles and do what's necessary to push Russia back and get them out of that territory. No. Not for us to do it. You train the Ukrainians to do it. The European nations are doing it, and some in their own countries. They're not doing it in Ukraine. They're bringing them to be trained in their countries and training them how to use the equipment, and then they can do it. But this is insanity. This is insanity. Tell me your thoughts on Qatar getting a military base smack in the middle of our country. That's cray-cray. That's cray-cray. Do people not do they have short memories that if you're a person that supports Israel, who is supporting Hamas with the money flow? Millions of dollars. It was Qatar. Look it up. Also, now they play both sides. They're playing both sides. Alexa, how much money has Qatar supported Hamas with over the years?
I don't have verified information about specific financial support from Qatar to Hamas. Are you interested in learning about the broader context of international aid to the region?
How much international aid did Qatar provide to Hamas?
I don't have verified information
That's
about
BS.
specific aid from Carter to Hamas. Would you like to know about the broader context of international
All
aid
right, let's try it a
in the
different way.
region?
Let's try it a different way. Alexa, how much money did Qatar send to Gaza?
I don't have verified information about specific aid from Carter to Gaza. Would you like to know about recent international aid efforts in the
No,
region instead?
no. That's BS.
I understand you're frustrated. These complex international situations can be difficult to navigate.
I guess she doesn't want to answer that. She doesn't want to get in trouble. Okay. Here we go. And this is on, take it for what it's worth, Wikipedia. Qatar has been a key financial supporter of the Palestinian militant organization Hamas, transferring more than $1.8 billion to Hamas over the years. So that's what it says here. Qatar, this is another article. Qatar sent millions to Gaza for years with Israel's backing. Here's what we know about the controversial deal. That's interesting. I didn't know that part. In 2018, Qatar began making monthly payments to the Gaza Strip. Some 15 million were sent into Gaza in cash-filled suitcases, delivered by the Qataris through Israeli territory after months of negotiation with Israel. So Israel was in on this. They allowed it. I didn't know that part. Gaza is leveled. There's nothing there. It's just rubble. It's horrific to see what happened in Gaza. It really is. It's leveled. I mean, where are they living? Remember, Gaza had a population of over 2 million. Where are they living? What's the infrastructure like? Water, heat, medical, food. That place is leveled. There were over 2 million people living there. Oh my gosh. It's going to take decades to rebuild that. Decades. Yeah, I never heard of that either. Another country setting up a military base in the United States. I've never heard that before. I never heard of that before ever. I don't even know if that's true, what you're saying, Dagger, but if that's true, that's crazy. So, again, there's so much stuff going on. So much. I'm telling you, I pray, and I know it's horrible, but the Ukrainians cannot give up that territory to Russia. They cannot agree to this. They might as well just give the whole country up. They're giving away most of their resources if they do it. That's horrid. How could you force them to take a deal like that? By Thanksgiving. You got to agree to this deal by Thanksgiving. This is madness. You just don't rush into something like that. It's not going to work. It's craziness. Look at this. And this administration's a whack job. They are wacky. They're just wacky. And there is a major corruption scandal going on in Ukraine. Oh, Stephen Miller. He's the real person running the show behind the scenes. I'm looking at the details. Oh my God. The proposal will require Ukraine to surrender to Russia the entire eastern Donbas region, even lands that Russia forces have not captured, according to the Ukrainian official. At the current rate of advance, Russia would have to fight an additional 4 years to seize that territory. The proposed settlement would also cap the size of Ukrainian's army far below its current levels and would recognize the Crimean Peninsula and other occupied areas as Russian. They cannot submit to this. They cannot submit to this. This is bullshit. And also Russia is demanding that foreign troops be prohibited on Ukrainian-controlled territory after a ceasefire. That would rule out a French and British proposal to deploy what has been called a reassurance force to stabilize security. It would also require Ukraine to relinquish some long-range weapons. You're just telling them to fucking surrender. This is basically what they're doing. You must capitulate and surrender. You cannot have an army. You cannot have no long-range missiles. You can't have anything. The settlement proposal is similar to the one Russia presented in talks in 2022. And the Ukrainian army is strained, running out of short on soldiers. And what they're doing is they don't have the soldiers. They're using drones to slow down the Russian soldiers. So they're in a tough situation. They're in a tough situation. They may not have a choice. They're running out of soldiers. They're running out of resources. Winter's coming. And Russia's going to get what they want. They're waiting it out. They're playing this out as long as they can. Because they can wait it out more than Ukrainian people can. That's the whole game. That's the whole game here. We'll ride it out. They're going to capitulate. They have no choice. They can't do this. They cannot sustain this. And that's what it really is coming down to. Based on what I'm reading, shit is not good. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I don't see what NATO can do, because that would be seen as aggression if NATO were to get involved. The NATO countries, not NATO, like Germany, UK, France, etc., to provide more defense capability. I can tell you that I know that Ukraine is trying to recruit international soldiers, mercenaries, to try to help the fight. I was told that directly by a Ukrainian soldier. They're looking outside to help them. It's not looking good for Ukraine. It's just not. They may have to. They may have to. This is going to be interesting to see how this develops for Ukraine. But Russia's going to get a gift. Oh my God, are they going to get a gift? They're going to get that territory that's worth trillions of dollars in resources. Russia's economy is on the brink of collapse, and they're going to get a boon from this. They're going to have access to all those resources. It's going to rebuild their economy overnight, literally. Rare earth, coal, gas, oil, you name it, they occupy it right now. And remember what the number is. Alexa, is the territory that Russia currently occupies worth $12.4 trillion?
Yes, the territories Russia currently occupies in Ukraine are estimated to contain resources worth about $12.4 trillion. These include significant deposits of coal, oil, natural gas, and critical minerals like titanium and lithium.
There it is. They want that.
Exactly. That's the smoking gun right there. $12.4 trillion worth of resources sitting in occupied territory. Makes the whole geopolitical chess game a lot clearer when you follow the money, doesn't it?
It's always follow the money.
Bingo. That's the oldest rule in the book, whether it's Watergate, international conflicts, or your neighbor's suspiciously fancy new car. The money trail never lies, and 12.4 trillion reasons make a pretty compelling case for why certain territories suddenly become very interesting to certain superpowers.
I didn't say it.
Ah, the classic plausible deniability move. You're right, though. Sometimes the most revealing truths come from what people don't explicitly state.
This is cray. Yes. Unless there's a
Right?
Alexa,
When
stop.
you connect-
Unless there's a private deal on paper with Putin to give the United States access to these territories to get those rare earth, whatever resources are there. We tear up the minerals deal with Ukraine, throw that out the window that we did in April, and we make a new deal with Putin. There's got to be something more to this. There just has to be something more to this, because we just can't simply give it up. Because we are giving it up because we have a deal with Ukraine. There has to be another deal to replace that deal, unless they're just plain stupid, which is possible. It is possible that they're that stupid. It wouldn't surprise me. But there's got to be something more to this. Or maybe there was a whole bunch of cameras in Moscow during the Teen Universe pageants and other stuff that was going on when people were there, and Russia's got some serious dirt. They've got some serious shit. Forget about the files of photos and videos and everything else. Russia might have a collection themselves. I'll be right back. I gotta get that food from outside. Well, I mean, we don't even know that. We don't even know. And another weird thing that happened in this crazy week is that not just the love fest between him and Mamdani yesterday, which was really weird, but the Saudi prince smiling. Another love fest because of the connections with Saudi Arabia on a personal level with the family business and making money. But that's a whole different issue. And then when Khashoggi comes up, a lot of people didn't really like him. What? What? He didn't have nothing to do with it. But our intelligence says he did. Oh, I forgot. He doesn't look at those things. Probably doesn't even read a briefing. I'm like, holy shit. He's totally sucking up to this guy. Oh, they're doing much better with their human rights. Because a lot of people will say about Saudi Arabia, they bring up the human rights aspect of it. Oh, he's doing great with that now. I mean, he's willing to buy F-35s. What? Do you realize when he came back into office, what was the first trip he took? What is going on? What is going on? Now, don't get me wrong. Saudi Arabia is a strategical interest to the United States for sure. There's no doubt with the bases, everything else. There's no doubt about that. But my gosh, there's something going weird here. Something's weird. There's all this kind of weird stuff. And then, could you imagine, just think of this. Just think of this. Any other president except for him, saying, quiet, Miss Piggy. Could you imagine any president saying that about anyone ever out of their mouth to anyone else? And nobody's talking about it, how disrespectful that was. Calling her Miss Piggy like that's funny. That's disgusting. But nobody says a word. If Biden or somebody else says that, called a reporter or somebody Miss Piggy, they'd be on that shit like crazy. That is just from a president's mouth to say, the president saying something like that is disgusting. Period. It's demeaning. It's just disrespectful. I don't care if you disagree with the person or not. To stoop to that level and call somebody Miss Piggy? I don't understand how that's accepted. Where's the dignity? Where is the morality? Where is the respect? It doesn't exist. That should send flags all over the place. All the things that go on, that should send flags. Oh my God. What, ma? I don't know how much, but I think, like I said. What is it, ma?
You know what? I'm looking at TV right now.
Uh-huh.
And they're talking about God. You know, everything about God.
Uh-huh.
People that being with God and all that stuff experience. And I saw Jesus
Oh my God, yes, ma. I'm live right now.
lit up
I
in
know.
the fire escape.
I know all about it.
And he showed himself to me.
I know.
And these people are talking about that too.
Uh-huh.
Right now.
Okay. I've seen quite a bit on the screen, the shooting star stuff. Actually, Dagger, I have seen it on the screen. I don't know what's going on over there, but it's like we live in crazy times.
That's right. That's what it is. Yep.
It's like
You have to be prepared.
last week, starting from Sunday to today, this past week has been just head spinning. Well, everything, if you're paying attention, everything that's going on, head spinning.
Yeah, I know. It's like if Jesus is coming.
It's like, what the F is going on?
Yep.
I've never seen such madness in a week. It's like, yesterday, it really is. It's a Lifetime movie. Just think about yesterday. The Love Bro Fest with Mandani. which really freaked out a lot of people. It really did. That was just weird. That was just weird. And then Marjorie Taylor Greene announcing she's resigning. And then he puts out information in an interview that that's the best thing for our country. Miss MAGA herself, the one that was there in your corner when people weren't, and you're really to throw her under just like that? Just like that. Because she counted him on things. Oh my God. How could you back somebody like that if they're willing to throw you to the side or to the curb so quickly because they disagreed with you? Oh my gosh, that has to send flags, no? That's like telling others you better not do it because if you do it, look at her. I did it to her. It can happen to you. That easy. If I can do it to her, I can do it to you. Be warned. Mal, what are you coming here for? There is none. I have to make them. There's none. I'm going to get off soon because I got to take care of all that food.
Can you imagine?
But can you imagine her?
Oh my God, this is like.
For her? For MTG to resign?
That's what you gotta have that.
Oh my gosh, that was a shock.
That comes in mysterious way.
And like I said, if that can happen to her, they all have to pay attention to that because it can.
It's getting wet.
It's all inside now. It can happen to you too. If you speak in the opposing opinion, if you oppose anything, that's why they all have loyalists in there. Yes, people. You have to have that. In order for this to work, you must have people that say yes, 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 yes to everything. And it's starting to show by all the people that were qualified and had experience in the agencies. You're starting to see how that affects government when you don't have them anymore. Look at the shit show that's going on with getting people to prosecute cases or people in agencies that don't know what the fuck they're doing and are screwing up cases in courts because they're totally incompetent. That they're actually blowing cases that they could possibly have because they don't know what they're doing. You have to get a person from another state to come in who has no experience to prosecute, no criminal law background, and it shows the mistakes being made. Incompetence is everywhere. Now think about all the agents that have either been pushed out or resigned, or even those in the military. That leaves us so vulnerable because these are people with high experience. No, this has nothing to do with a fucking deep state. They just want loyalists. Loyalists. Loyal to one, not to country. Loyal to one. Think about that. That's scary in itself. And a lot of competent people are no longer there. God forbid something major were to happen in this country. We don't have the people that are experienced to deal with it. It will be a shit show. It will be chaos. Because a lot of those people that knew how to do things are no longer there. It's like a banana republic. That leaves us so vulnerable. But people don't see it that way because they're not looking at it objectively. They just, until the shit hits the fan and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I didn't see this coming. Oh, no, you didn't, huh? No, you ignored it because you went along with it. And you were hoping probably that nothing like this would ever happen, but it did. And now what? We're fucked. Pray that it doesn't happen. Because if it does, we're in trouble. because of the incompetence. Oh my God. It is crazy scary. I'm ready for the alien invasion. That's funny, Dagger. But I'm looking at this, like I said, objectively. I'm not picking on, I'm just looking at it like this is madness. It's madness what's going on. And there's no other way to put it. It's just crazy. Everything that goes on. I mean, like today, it's like, it's usually a day that people spend the weekend with the families, you know, whatever, watch football, whatever they do. I'm just waiting for the next crazy thing to drop. Because the weekends, they try to put stuff out in the media because they think everybody's busy. They don't pay attention. You got to watch sometimes on the weekend where they think there's a quiet lull period. That's when they put shit out. Like nobody's paying attention and then they put things out. What's next? What the hell is next? And I'm going to tell you, let's see if I'm right. Let's just see if I'm right. Do you think, let me ask this question. Do you think the Republicans will in December extend the ACA tax credits? Or will they not because he doesn't want them to? Because the whole plan is to destroy Obamacare, the ACA. I've said that months ago and I was right. The ultimate goal is try to replace it with some other. And even Republicans, when he came out with his idea to give checks out to everybody, oh, so now we're going to add to the debt more? They're against that. They are Republicans that say, hell no, that's not going. That got shot down quick. Because some Republicans even said, no way. We're not doing that. But let's just say, they know it's hurting their own constituents. They know this. Don't take my word. Look at the research. More people in red districts depend on that ACA than actually Democrats do. That's a fact. You can look that up. So who are they hurting? Their own constituents. Okay. They're also worried about the 2026 election. If they are seen as being those against extending these tax credits and people's medical bills go skyrocketing, people are going to blame them. And that's going to make it even harder for them in the 2026 midterms. The economy, cost of living. And now it's funny how, I think that's why he got cozied up to Mandami, because he knows that he reaches a lot of the independent voters too. Yeah, you could call him whatever you want. Mamdani. But it's like, he wanted that dude's energy on him. Like he was feeling, there was a weird vibe going on between these two. Like he's a winner. Because Trump hates losers. He's a winner. He's got chemistry. He's got panache. He's got something. There's another one. He's got something. I want to tap into that. He's even saying that some of my supporters voted for him. I can use this, especially the affordability word. He's using Mandami for himself. It's obvious. It's obvious. Yeah, vegetables are, produce, groceries are way down. Lie. We're going to try to bring down. But here's the thing that got me. We're going to build more buildings. And I'm saying, wait a minute. Is this his angle? Because he's in real estate and he's got billionaire friends? Mandani, I've got a few friends that are willing to build these complexes for you. I'm like, what's he thinking about this? Does he think he's got a socialist puppet in New York as the mayor that he can control? And help his billionaire buddies? Think there has to be more to this than we see. There just has to be. There has to be something more than just, I love New York City just like you do. I hope he succeeds. I love the city. I want to make the city great again. You knew that was going to come in. I want to see New York City great again. Oh my gosh. Oh, and people, the Republicans must have been like, because the day before, somebody in his administration, I don't know if it was the press secretary, said, we have a communist coming to the White House tomorrow. They were already setting it up like, this isn't going to work out well. We got a communist coming to the White House tomorrow, and then there's a love fest on fucking TV where everybody sees it, and they must have been all like, oh, is this real? Is this like for real? What we're seeing right now? He's slapping him on the arm. No. You could say yes when the reporter asked the question about, did you not call the president a fascist? And he was about to say something, and the president says, no. Just say it. Yes. You don't have to explain. You don't have to give them, it takes too long. I was like, oh my God, he's covering for him now. He's like protecting him in the press. I was like, this is just too weird. If I was a politician, I could use that in a future ad. Let him answer it. Let him answer it. Because we could use that on future ads for Republicans. But he stopped them. And I'm like, oh my God. Are you not thinking? Let him answer the question. But he was protecting him. It was like he was. I don't even know how to explain what happened yesterday in the White House. I don't even know. I watched it. I wanted to watch it because I don't live in New York City. I live 90 miles north of New York City. I'm glad I don't live in New York City, to be honest. Because I lived there, done that, been there, no way. But I was curious to see how this was going to go. I think a lot of people were curious to see how this was going to go. I don't think anybody expected the Bro Fest, Love Fest yesterday. And I'm sure there are people laughing about it. Maybe on the left, like, oh shit, this is not what we expected. They must have been laughing when they seen it. It looked like a skit from Saturday Night Live. If Saturday Night Live was live tonight, they better do a skit on that. I don't watch Saturday Night Live. I don't watch TV much. But if they do go live, they need to do a skit on what happened on yesterday. They got to do a skit. But they got to do hugs. Like, he's got to get out of the chair and give him a hug, then sit back down. Maybe get up again and give him another hug and sit down. This was weird. That was just so weird. And then at night, your biggest supporter resigns. That was like, what? What a crazy day yesterday was. From a bro fest with a communist, in their words, to your biggest MAGA supporter resigning. Like, what the hell was yesterday? So getting back to what I was saying. I bet you, let's just see if I'm right. I bet you, I don't want to say bet. What are we betting? Let's see if Republicans find a way in December to support extending the tax credits, even if it's for a year, to get them through the elections next year. Even if it's just for 1 year. And I bet you it probably will be just 1 year. The Democrats are going to want more than 1 year because they're going to look at it the same way. They're just doing this for the midterms. If I'm the way I'm talking, anybody with common sense can see this logically. It's logic. It's not partisan bullshit. This is from logic. It's looking at it from both perspectives. The Republicans definitely that are concerned about holding their House seat or Senate seat are going to say, we need to pass and extend the ACA for a year. At least a year. Because they know it's going to be a bad look on them if people's premiums go crazy, skyrocketing.
The Yankees just
Alexa,
signed
stop.
Oswaldo Cabrera.
They're going to blame the Republicans. They're not going to blame the Democrats. They're going to blame Republicans for not passing the tax credit extension. Because all these people are going to be paying a lot more for their premiums. They're going to blame them. They're going to blame them on the economy. they're gonna blame him on a whole bunch of shit that they don't like the direction of the country. There's gonna be all kinds, but it's usually
It's currently 46
Alexa, stop.
degrees with light.
It's usually the economy is always up there. Number one, number two, healthcare. Number one, number two, cost of living. That's what everybody's thinking about right now. It ain't looking good for the Republican Party right now. People ain't feeling it. Of course, MAGA's gonna support it. You know what I mean? Of course. Republicans are, even the Republican support is going down. But generally speaking, MAGA, let's just give them 35% of the country. Makes up MAGA. Let's just even say Republicans make up 40%, which I think is a little too much. Let's just say you can't win with 40%. Neither can the Democrats. They cannot win with 40%. Let's just call it 35 and 35, 70. The other 30% is independents. And I've been saying this for months. Independents are like, screw this. Screw this. This is not what we signed up for. And they're going to definitely voice their frustration when they vote next year. If things continue to be the way they are, this is going to be potentially a blue tsunami like happened 2 weeks ago. They're scared shitless. The House could flip. Possibly the Senate. Maybe. You got to remember, they lost a seat now. I don't know who's going to fill in her spot. Or Marjorie Taylor Greene going down. That just made it even more slim in the House. It's getting real slim. Things are not looking good in the House right now. So next year, that House right now definitely flips. If I was to project right now, sitting here right now, if the vote was held today, the House flips. There's just no doubt about that. And they know this. The Senate, there's people talking out there that the Senate could flip. I'm not so sure about the Senate. But I definitely think the House flips. Which will cause chaos for the last 2 years. Because they're going to want to investigate, impeach, which is the worst possible thing that we need. We do not need another impeachment bullshit. All that, wasting time. That's why people can't stand what's going on broken in government. Because they're both ridiculous. Both. Broken. Nothing gets done. It's broken. So if they do that, that's the biggest bullshit move that the Democrats could do. Is now go after them on their revenge tour. So it's gonna. I mean, I don't know what could happen in a year. Maybe things change. Maybe the economy starts to come back. Maybe cost of living goes down. I don't know what Tycho is. Well, here we go. She does this to me every day. Look for Tycho.
They brought that thing in front of the house. It had nothing to do with me. Maybe he went out when these people came over.
Like I tell you, there is a website that you should look at, because I am not a fan of polls. Exactly. We don't want that shit either. Impeachment things and all. I don't want to see that. That's crazy. But this is an important site because they include all the polls. Not just selective that the conservatives will use or the liberals will use. Because you know how that goes. They make the polls look better for one or worse. This includes them all. And then it gives you the averages of the numbers. And it goes into all kinds of stuff. And it's always updated. He's in the red big time right now. He's probably doing the worst he's ever done, period, ever. His polling is bad across the board with multiple polls. Not just one, not just 5, all of them. This includes all of them. Look how many people think the country's heading in the right direction. 30%, 6%. Who do you think those 36% people are? MAGA. That's MAGA. That's all it is. It's only MAGA. 36.1% think the country's heading in the right direction. It's MAGA. They're the only ones. And who do you think the rest are saying? Independents and Democrats? No. You cannot win on MAGA alone. Democrats cannot win on their shit alone either. It tells you that independents have totally swung. That's what it tells you. Now remember, these numbers on the side that I'm looking at, this is a combination of all the polls, not selective polls, picking and choosing what makes him look better or worse. All the polls are averaged out. Because there's a lot of polls. There's a lot of red there. But you see, there's black. There's some black. Mostly red. But this goes through all the polls. And you can pick and choose what looks more favorable. That's what they do on the media. They pick one that, oh, he does it. Yeah, I'm doing great in the polls. Look at this poll. Because he's picking one off that list. But the majority of the polls are not showing that. The approval average is 42. Right direction, 36. Unfavorable, -10. Republican Party, but look at the Democratic Party. Unfavorable, 25. So they're not doing any fucking better either. That's what I'm saying. People see the whole system as broken. So, you know, there's the poll data. Look at, they did a poll in Fox. Favorable, it went down. Unfavorable on Fox. It's -19 the spread on Fox. Unfavorable is 59% on a Fox poll. That's bad. Fox is conservative. And people are telling in the Fox poll, almost 6 out of 10 see this unfavorably. On a Fox poll. That's scary. So he is definitely not looking good. And look at the poll date, 11/14 to 11/17. Look. And it takes you right to it. The site here is realclearpolitics.com. It's a great site to have. Because it takes you right to the source. It's not good. This has the election. This has everything. 2024, it shows, it breaks it down, but this breaks everything down. I mean, direction of the country. Look at the red. And look at it. That's not good. It breaks it down. There's a lot of red. There's a couple of black. You know, there's a couple. But they're Republican. They're conservative. Yeah, it's always that same one. See, they update them. See the dates? They're going, you know, this is more recent up here. It's not good. It's getting worse, actually. The last average spread, disapproval is 55.6, approve is 42.5. And it fluctuates. But this keeps them all in here. And then it goes right back to that article because I hit the Fox. So this is a more Rasmussen. This has the NPR, I mean, Reuters. This has a lot of different sourcing. But it gives you an idea with all these different polls how serious this is. And they know this. They know this. This has got a lot of people in Congress worried. Republicans are worried. And you might start to see them start voting for their actual constituents now to save their own political butts. And vote for things that maybe he doesn't want them to vote on, but they might because they're looking at their own political butts right now. You might start seeing that. We have to see. That's why the next big one, forget about the Epstein stuff and all that. The next big one is in the Senate. How will Republicans vote to either deny or to extend the tax credits for the ACA? That is going to tell you if they're worried about their own asses or they're going to follow his lead. What? 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 I'm coming. Back up. I don't want to hit you with the door. Anyway, getting back before I get off because I got to do things. I got work tonight too. I started streaming. Man, not now. I'm live. Okay, we'll talk later. All right, see you later. Think of it this way. Oh gosh, yeah. I don't trust the labor numbers either. Oh my gosh, no way. Hell no, cooking the books. No way. That is not to be trusted. No way. I don't think anybody can now look at anything. Excuse me. Don't talk in the background. Anyway, I would say this too. Mom, please don't talk in the background.
Hey, I'm not arguing with
Here's
you.
the thing.
You don't have
See,
to.
I can't speak to all of you when she's talking in the background.
No, I'm just
Think of it this way.
Jesus, really.
And I'm talking from a religious perspective right now. What did Jesus represent? Love, compassion, helping the oppressed, the poor, even immigrants. If Jesus were to come here right now into this country and just appear the second coming, what would he say? Of seeing everything that's going on right now in this country, what would Jesus say? Do you think Jesus would be going along with everything that's going on in this country? Do you think that? Do you think Jesus would approve? do have to ask yourself, I'm a person of Catholic faith, and I know there's people watching from all different walks of life, different faiths, maybe no faith. But a person that had, I did my communion, my confirmation, mom is super religious. I hear it all the time, just like right now. What would Jesus say? Honestly, think of that to yourself. What would Jesus say if Jesus was here right now amongst us in this country? What would Jesus say? Would Jesus approve of everything that's going on? Or would he be deported? Or even worse, not allowed to enter the country because of his views? And then people use religion in a political context? Like, seriously? Seriously? If you're a person of faith, down deep inside, you know what's going on right now is wrong. You know it. Because Jesus would never approve to the shit that's going on right now here. No way. Be honest with yourself and ask that question to yourself. No way. And that should say everything. Think about it. And then, it's unbelievable. The hypocrisy is unbelievable. And it's sad. It's actually sad when you think of it that way. Cruelty. It's one thing to do policy. It's another thing to just be downright cruel in how you do it. Cruel. There's no way Jesus would look the other way and accept and seeing what's going on and accept it based on the cruelty alone. I'm not talking about the policy, the way it's being enforced. Just the basic principles of cruelty. Jesus would definitely speak out against that. It's one thing, to deal with the Romans. It's another thing to deal with what's going on here. So I see all the hypocrisy. If people were to be honest with themselves, it ain't cool. It's not right. There's a right way to do things, and then there's a wrong way, and then there's a gray area. Like I said, this has nothing to do with the policy. It's the way it's being done. Just like so fucking cold and cruel. It's inhumane. I mean, how do people are we supposed to accept that? Nobody's supposed to speak out? We're just supposed to all stand by and accept it? That is, you can't have an emotional feeling like that's sad. Look how they're being treated. Like animals. They're not being treated like humans. They're being treated like animals. Like hurting them up and treating them like they're not human. And I understand, like, a criminal's a criminal, regardless. But people with no criminal records, and, there's not a nicer way to take them into custody and do what you got to do. No. It just goes to show how poorly trained the people that are doing this, enforcing it, are. They're just getting anybody to recruit and join. This shit is not. This is not good. And that's why I think a lot of people are like, this is not what I voted for. And I don't say that like, I'm looking at more from an independent point of view, not from a red or blue, but the independents who are like more in the middle, moderate, and try to look at things more objectively, and they're like, this is just not what I was thinking was going to happen. Because rhetoric is rhetoric. Political rhetoric is expected. Of course, the Dems are going to say, well, if he gets elected, you're going to see authoritarianism, or that 2025 thing, you're going to see all this. And now looking back, independents are saying, shit, maybe they were right. And they learned from the first time to have loyalists and yes people this time. Not people that were going to counter or have a different view of opinion where they were arguing. Now it's all yes people. They learned from the first time. We're going to get all yes people, loyalists. If you're not a loyalist, you're out. Resign, quit, or you're fired. But you're going to be a loyalist to me. Not to country, but to me and my policies. That's what happened. It is cray-cray. And you're starting to see the ramifications of it. You're starting to see how what it all leads to. And that's why I'm looking at December as a big gauge of measurement for the Republican Party. Are they going to continue to follow the leader? Or are they going to start thinking about their constituents and their own political butts? This is where you'll start to see it now. I'm telling you, keep an eye on that ACA vote in the Senate. Let's see where the Republicans go now. Are they going to extend it? Thinking about how that'll affect them possibly in 2026 by voting against extending it and people's premiums go up, including, as I can pull it up, more red than blue depend on the ACA. That's a fact. That's a fact. More people in red districts are affected by the ACA than blue. More federal aid goes to red than blue. More SNAP goes to red than blue. So you're hurting them directly, your constituents. Are they going to go follow the leader, or are they going to start turning that tide and saying, look, he's a lame duck. By definition, he's a lame duck because he's not going to be elected a third time no matter what people think. That's not going to happen. Not even Republicans are going to allow that shit to happen. No, maybe some conservative podcaster might say it, but in realistic terms, that's not happening. J.D. Vance is probably going to be the person that's going to be the runner for 2028. And probably Gavin Newsom for the other side. So get ready for that one, if I had to predict right now. So that's what it looks like to me. And I don't know if Marjorie Taylor Greene gets involved in some way in the future. We'll see how that plays out. But it's going to get really interesting moving forward. Okay, I'm going to see if I can find it. That's just basic information. Okay, let me put it another way. Research is so important, not opinion. And a lot of things I'm saying are opinionated. But it's also based on research I've done extensively over time. And it's not red and it's not blue. It's just data, statistics, pure and simple. So here we go. Just listen to this. States with high dependence on ACA tax credits. And I should show you the list. Let's show you the list. Remember, Affordable Care Act. It's funny how people tune out too. I can tell if conservatives are watching because they shut out. They start to disappear off the stream because they don't want to see it. They don't want to hear it. They're in denial. They're in absolute fucking denial. Because they don't want to see the data. They don't want to see the facts. They just want to keep believing whatever the Kool-Aid person tells them. They don't want to see the facts. They're in denial. Let's take a look. And that's on them. That's on them. You know? Totally. Look at the percentages here. Look at this craziness. Top states by enrollment and tax credit dependence. Enrollees receiving tax credits. Total ACA marketplace enrollees. Texas, 93 fucking percent. 6.5 million. Florida, 98. Georgia, 93. North Carolina, 93. Alabama, 99. Mississippi, 99. The top states are red. ACA. ACA. And depending on those tax credits, it's red. Red people. Red constituents. That's why Marjorie Taylor Greene, Georgia's there. That's why she said it's going to affect my constituents. She's right. High percentage of low-income enrollees in Georgia. Look at this. Majority enrollees. In states like Texas and Florida, a large percentage of ACA marketplace enrollees receive premium tax credits, making health insurance more affordable. Well, that's going out the fucking window. It's going out the window. Do you think Republicans in these places want to vote for this? And how it affects their constituents? Do you? Or do you see them following the leader and let's just destroy the ACA and replace it with something? What that something is, I don't know. And this has nothing to do with Medicaid cuts that are coming next year. And other things that are going to be implemented next year. There's a lot still to come from the big, beautiful bill that have not been implemented yet, that people have not felt yet. Some of it won't roll into 2027 until after the midterms. They were slick when they did that part. So, red. All red. ACA. I didn't see one blue state there. So they're going to hurt their own people to follow him? I bet you that's why I'm watching what happens in December in the Senate. Because Thune said he's going to bring it to the floor. That was the promise to those Democrats and one independent that decided to open up the government. And that's why they were people pissed. But actually, this may backfire on the Republicans. Big time. The economy is one thing. Now we're talking healthcare. They do not want this to happen going into the 2026 elections, I'm telling you. I think they're going to extend it, even if it's for a year, to get them to the midterms. Say we didn't do that. We did not raise your premiums. We extended the tax credit. It's for their own people. It's the red states. It's right there. They're not doing it for the blue. They're doing it for their own constituents. Shame on them. Shame on them. Shame on them. I mean, it is shameful. Let me see. I don't want to use a conservative or a liberal. I gotta try to find. Okay. And New Mexico is the one blue state that's always there for being so bad. Dependency. New Mexico is a mess. This only shows the top 5. 4 are red. Medicaid dependency aid. But I want more of a chart than this. I would love to see more. So I'm not going to pick this one. But on this chart, it says New Mexico number 1, Louisiana number 2, Kentucky 3, West Virginia 4, Arkansas 5. Most dependent states on Medicaid assistance from the government. But I want a bigger chart. I want to see top 10. Let me see. And like I said, the one blue state that's always on the list is New Mexico. But they're hurting their own constituents. Which makes no sense. So, like this one article, I'm just going to read what it says. Critics of the budget warned, and this is when the big beautiful bill was being done, it would result in the gutting of Medicaid, a program used by some 80 million Americans, many of whom are President Donald Trump supporters. Okay, here we go. The majority of Medicaid spending comes from the federal government. As much as 67% of the program is federal government funded, according to the National Association of State Budget Officers. Many states are therefore worrying about the impact the federal government spending cuts will have on Medicaid, especially for those that rely heavily on government funding to run the program. Mississippi is the state that receives the most support from the federal government to run Medicaid, as the federal Medicaid assistance percentage, the FMAP, that's how they do it, in the state is 77%. Mississippi is number 1. Red state, most dependent on federal funding for Medicaid. Who are they hurting? Who are they hurting? Red. Number 1 state, red. It's not blue. It's red. You're hurting everyone. And it's per capita. Because New York has 20 million, you might see the number like, holy shit, look how many New Yorkers get Medicaid. But based on the percentage of the populace in the state, it's a lot lower than your fucking state. West Virginia also received a significant amount of assistance from the government, having a 74%. Look at the rest. Kentucky, Alabama, South Carolina, Arkansas, and New Mexico. There's New Mexico, one blue. Are other states receiving a higher proportion of federal government support in running Medicaid services, with a percentage of 71, 73, 70, 69, and 72 respectively. Out of these 7 states that received the most government support for Medicaid, 6 of them voted for Donald Trump in the 2024 election. New Mexico was the only state that voted for his Democratic opponent, Kamala Harris. 6 out of the top 7 states are red that received the most funding for Medicaid from the federal government. So who are they hurting? People in red districts, red states. They cut all that. They're hurting their own constituents. That's why people are like, what the F? Why did you go along with it? They can't do town halls because they're getting yelled at by people that live in ruby red districts. They can't even do a town hall. Why did you go along with it? You are hurting us. Why did you go along with it? Why did you follow him on this? Why did you vote for it? Because people are right. They're going to get hurt. Cost of living is up. Their premiums can go up. Those are the 2 big ones. Economy, healthcare. Huh, you are looking really bad in the worst 2 areas. That's why people are like, what is going on? In the 2 areas that are most concerning for the majority of the people in this country, economy, healthcare. Forget about foreign policy. Forget about immigration. Forget about all that other nonsense. That's not what people are focused on. What they're focused on is surviving and living and being able to sustain and provide. And they are doing really bad in those areas right now. Really bad. They better get their shit together. And that's why I'll say it one more time. Keep an eye in December how they vote to either extend or not extend the ACA. Where are Republicans going to stand on that? Are they going to vote for it or against it? On the record. On the record. Their vote is going to be on the record. And where do they stand? Because that shit will be held either for or against them in 2026. And they know it. So there's a lot at stake here. Do you think they're going to go against it? Or they're going to look for their own political behinds? Forget about caring about their own constituents, because if they did, they would never have agreed to do it. That's the truth. That's the bottom line. The stats don't lie. Just think about that. 6 out of the 7 top states are red that depend on Medicaid assistance from the federal government. 6 out of the top 7. The only blue one is New Mexico, where New Mexico is a mess across the board on everything. Now that's Medicaid. We already discussed the ACA. Most of the, if not all the top states are red. I just read that. So the ACA, you're hurting the red states. This shit doesn't make no sense. They're cutting and hurting the people that, you think, oh, they're going after the blue states. No. Here we go. Again. Top states by enrollment and tax credit dependence for the ACA. Tax credit dependence. Texas, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Alabama, Mississippi. All red. Top 5, all red. I would probably guess number 6 is probably, because it only shows the top 5. It's probably New Mexico. top 5 are red. ACA. Top 5. And you're going to raise their premiums? These are all red states. You think Republicans want to do that? What, so they can try to destroy the Obamacare? At the same time hurting all their constituents in these states? Texas is 93%. 6.5 million people in Texas. ACA. Florida, 98%. 3.9 million people in Florida. Georgia, 93, 1.5 million. North Carolina, 93%, 1.4 million. Alabama, 99% in the ACA. And Mississippi, 99%, nearly all enrollees receive credits. Mississippi. They're not going to get it now. Alabama, high reliance on federal assistance. North Carolina, major increase in enrollment. So a lot of people are using the ACA and enrolling in it. Georgia, high percentage of low-income enrollees. So you're going to definitely affect the people on the poverty line. Florida, significant growth due to enhanced credits. So they were getting more enhanced credits to enroll in the ACA. And number 1, Texas, enrollment tripled in 5 years. So by not extending the ACA, who are you hurting? You think Republicans want to do that to their own people? In those states? Do you? You think they're going to go with it? If they do, those people are going to get pissed. And the midterms are coming. Things are bad as it is. Cost of living. So I don't see them going along with this one. I'll be shocked if Republicans vote against extending the tax credits. I'll be shocked. Now, a lot of them will. But I think it will pass to extend it at least for 1 year. If we can give Argentina billions of dollars bailout, we can't do the ACA here in the United States. And that's part of what Marjorie Taylor Greene was saying. She was worried about her own constituents, small businesses, cost of living. She was being honest, dealing directly with her constituents were telling her. Not the bullshit rhetoric, political rhetoric. She was actually thinking about her constituents. And a lot of people didn't like what she had to say. But that was real. Agree or disagree with her. But she was really concerned about what was going on in her and small businesses. People disappearing from the workplace. Affecting businesses. She's involved in contracting work as a business owner. She saw what was going on when you start taking out, and this is a policy decision. You start taking those people that are working in these areas that are undocumented, well, you're removing their workforce, it's affecting them. Whether you agree with the policy or not, that's different. But you're actually doing damage to the infrastructure by removing them out of the equation, because who are you going to have to replace them? Americans? It's not that easy. It's not that quick. And how much are you paying a person on the books to do it than a person that you might be paying half? That's going to cost more for them. Think about all that. It's going to cost everyone more, right? How much does an undocumented farm worker make compared to a person that is documented and on the books? Just saying. This has nothing to do with the policy. Whether, there should be another way to do this by giving them work visas and be strict on that, or just getting them out of the country completely. Because amnesty's out of the question, because even a work visa is considered amnesty to a lot of people in MAGA. Not in the country, but with MAGA. That's amnesty. You're allowing them to stay here. Regardless of that, you're still removing a lot of people from the workforce. And you have to fill these jobs. And now you're going to have to pay them more. Because they're not undocumented, that are getting pennies compared to the dollar that you're going to have to pay now. So when that happens, what does that happen across the board? Prices are going to go up because they're not going to eat that cost. It's going to go to the consumer. So when we have people making, let's just say, minimum wage, what were they paying? Do you know, I looked at this. The average farm worker that's documented gets like $15 an hour. Undocumented was getting like $6, $7. That's half of what a documented person was getting paid. So what does that mean for everything that we get? The prices are going to go up. It's going to cost more to maintain and do the work on these farms from documented people than it would have been by the people that were getting paid half by the same farmers. So you think they're going to eat that cost and keep prices the same when it costs them more now to hire people and possibly train them, because they have to be trained. If they just can't walk onto the field and pick. They got to go through a training process. It's going to cost them money. So when people say things, they need to realize how this affects the economy. And who's going to pay in the long run? We are. It's the way it is. So you can love and rah-rah all you want, but it's going to cost us. All of us. And a lot of people are like, what the fuck? I thought it was the worst of the worst. Now they're just rounding up people at their workplace, in schools, in churches. All this. What the hell is this? But people will counter that and say, listen, they're still here illegally. That's a crime. They're still criminals. In the technical sense, because they're here illegally, they're still criminals. They may not have a criminal record, but they're still criminals because they're here illegally. That's the counter. See what I'm saying? So that's the way both sides, there's so many ways to look at it from either side. But when you look at the practical effects and how it affects everyone, it's going to cost us all. And it's going to take time to get people in place to replace them, to do the same job with training. Maybe you become an apprentice. You learn the trade, whatever it is. It takes time. At the same time, because you're paying more now for the same work, because you're going to be, than what you would have paid an undocumented for a lot less wages. It's going to cost more now. So that means things are going to go up. And that can definitely create a slow increase in production, the workforce. It affects, do you realize how much people say, oh, it costs so much money to pay for their health care, for their housing. Do you realize how much money undocumented people paid in taxes? Close to $100 billion. $100 billion. Look it up. Do you realize how much they put into the economy? People don't look at those numbers. How that affects the overall economy of the United States. Does anybody? It's so easy to say things. But how does it affect the country? It's so easy to say, get them out, get them all out. There has to be a better way to do it. And I'm all for work visas. They can stay as long as they're working. That doesn't give them citizenship or voting rights or anything like that. They're here strictly for work. But no, that's amnesty. That's stupidity. That's what that is. Stupidity. I don't get it. Undocumented immigrants significantly contribute to the U.S. economy by paying approximately $96.7 billion in taxes annually. Close to $100 billion in taxes each year. Undocumented. Let me repeat that. Undocumented immigrants significantly contribute to the U.S. economy by paying approximately $96.7 billion, would it be, in taxes annually. And you're complaining and you're trying to create the argument that we pay for their housing, we pay for their food, we pay for their medical. How much does that cost compared to the $100 billion they're paying in taxes alone? Take it out of the fucking taxes that they pay. Oh no, that goes into the government. Give me a break. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Oh, they contribute $100 billion a year in fucking state, local, federal taxes. Into our economy. But we don't hear about that, do we? No, because it's not convenient politically. It's not. In Texas alone, I mean, they break it down. In federal taxes, it's 59.4. State and local taxes, 37. And then it breaks it all down. Agriculture, construction, healthcare, the economic. Look at just. Undocumented immigrants also contribute as consumers. Their spending supports local businesses and drive economic activity. They held significant spending power, which further stimulates the economy. Overall, undocumented immigrants are integral to the U.S. economy, contributing through taxes, labor, and consumer spending. If mass deportation were to occur, it could shrink the economy by an estimated 1.1 to 1.7 trillion, which would be much more severe than the 2008 financial crisis. Nobody ever hears about that one. Because they won't tell you this in the media. Let me read that again. Economic impact if mass deportation were to happen. The presence of undocumented immigrants has a positive impact on the economy. Their contributions help sustain social services and support economic growth. If mass deportations were to occur, it could shrink the economy by an estimated 1.1 to 1.7 trillion, which would be more severe than the 2008 financial crisis. Careful what you wish for. Who's going to pay? Who's going to replace that? Who's going to pay? Us. Inflation's going to go up. A recession can occur. Cost of living is going to go up. Regardless of the other shit that's going on. This is crazy. Compromise. Work visas. Keep them working on a work visa. No, they don't get the right to vote, because that's the main concern, I guess, a lot of people would focus on. Oh, but they're voting. That's the, one of the tropes that you hear about all the time. But I think the people in this country are waking up and seeing the reality of the situation. Not just the cruelty of the what's going on, but the reality of it. Because when it starts affecting all of us, when we go shopping and the cost of living goes up and everything else, there's got to be a reason why it's happening, right? And we're all searching for those reasons. Why? Is it the tariffs? Is it this? Is it that? Well, if you do the research, you'll figure it out. I mean, that's why I don't tend to watch the media. Because they're going to spin it, take shit out of context, and put it the way that you want to hear it. It's that simple. If you're a person that sits by the TV 24/7 and watches Fox News or CNN or any of those platforms, that's all you know. You don't know otherwise. You don't know the whole picture. You're getting a snippet, a slice of reality. But you're not seeing it in the whole perspective of what's going on. And you're loving every minute of it because it's what you want to hear. But is that the truth? Is that the reality of the situation? Is it? So, I always say this. When you do the research and you look at the statistics and you look at the data, that's important. Do your own research. Don't take the word of people that are on your screens or podcasts or social medias like they know what they're talking about. They're giving you a narrow perspective, their perspective of what you want to hear. But that doesn't give you the whole picture. And I really encourage people to do their own due diligence and do their own research. It's so important. Because like I said, when you look at things and you start digging deeper, you say, holy shit, this is a lot bigger than I thought. It's a lot more complicated than I thought. So, and like I read it earlier. I put up I can't show it because I'm on TikTok. They got really strict with sharing stuff on screens. I can't even put a link. You have to say this and then, just add .com to it. It's getting like that on there. But, again, top states depend.